And I feel like African parents just need to accept that their children are different.
Yeah.
Like, they're not the same at all.
Oh, they'll be like, Funke's child is doing this. Why are you not doing
Exactly.
Exactly. Am I Funke's child?
Exactly.
Is my mother named Funke?
Exactly.
Oh, they'll say, Amanda's son is doing this now.
Why are you not doing that?
He's married with 4 children. What are you still doing here?
Exactly.
Is my mother named Amanda? So those kind of things, like, they need to understand that there's no competition. I feel it's like they'll be like they're like.
Why do African parents compare their children? Like, they talk about their children, I know that.
Their children,
but then when they voice it to their own kids, it's a comparison thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand the logic behind it. Like, sometimes, don't you want the best for your children? Like,
sometimes my mom will come home sometimes and she's like, oh, you didn't do this. My friend's daughter did this for her. And I'm like, I'm not your friend's daughter. Like,
yeah.
If you wanted me to do that for you, just ask.
Yes. Yeah,
oh, they'll even forget the one you did last year. They'll be like, oh, they did this. Like, it's, I don't know. It's just like jealousy and stuff like that. And not accepting that what this person has is not the best for this person. Or what this person wants is not the same thing that this person wants. Like, the individuality. You're not allowed to be individual. You're supposed to be the same or better. And everybody's path is different. And that's one thing they don't understand. Some children are smart and they want to become doctors. They don't even need you to tell them that they should be doctors.
They'll tell it to you.
Yeah, they'll tell it to you. They even find out themselves from school that they would love to be a doctor. And some children...
Speaking of which, when African parents want you to be either a lawyer, a doctor, a businessman or woman, a nurse, a this, a that, like, there's certain professions, an engineer. And if you don't like say that you want to go into the creative arts, there'll be a whole ruckus that comes up.
You're an embarrassment.
Are you not embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed? Like, because I've realised that I'm a creative-minded person. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm grateful for my mum and my dad, to be fair, because they're both open to, like, they're not like, oh, you have to study this, first and foremost. But my mum in particular, she wanted to study art, and her dad didn't allow her to because he wanted her to study his subject. He was doing, like, agriculture or something, like, in the sciences. And so... Actually, she wanted me to do architecture, but that was her, because I was good at art, but that was her kind of like living through me, do you know what I'm saying? But then it didn't work out, but when it didn't work out, she wasn't like, you have to do architecture regardless, do you know what I'm saying? She was like, she was open to whatever I was then gonna go and do you know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for my parents for that. But I know people who have parents who are like, you have to do this,
they want to live through their children, which is not very fair.
No,
and it's not right as well, because I feel like the amount of stress and mental issues that we have is because people I feel like some parents don't plan their life well before they have children, and because they don't plan their life well before they have children, they put all that problem on the child, and it's not really right, not fair. But some would say life is not fair. So how can you? But I'm glad though. There's a lot of conversations about these kind of topics, and loads of parents are thinking,
becoming aware.
Yeah, are thinking
of their
about
children's desires. And
I think sometimes it's, well, would you say sometimes it's late? I think it's better.
For the
late.
firstborn, it's late.
I think it's better.
For the children that follow, there's still time. Like,
Yeah, it's better late than never. It's just
Yeah.
that if you're planning to have a child, make sure your life is organized before you have a child.
but just for me, I would say to parents, like African parents as well in particular, do to your first as you would to your last. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, treat them with the same level of respect and like decency, because to push the firstborn to do something that you know they don't want to do, but then the lastborn you're like, oh, whatever you want, you know, you can be a doctor, you can be a musician, whatever you want, it's okay, I'll love you regardless. Like, what type of foolishness is that?
Because,
And then the firstborn looks at that and says, but you gave me all this wahala for no reason.
because they expect you to look after them, so because you're looking after them, then
Forget responsibility.
that's life, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, that's what I think. Yeah, I think people are becoming more aware. It's just that some people, I feel like, don't like the way their parents treated them, but yet they do the same to their child.
That's generational curses. That's generational curses. Like, this is why you have to be self-aware.
I feel that there should be like a class for parents to like talk about issues that, and I feel also the same is like when you're a parent, you're supposed to love your child unconditionally. And
I don't know about unconditionally.
no, that's the society expects you to love your child unconditionally.
I don't think any human can love another human unconditionally. The only person was Jesus. Big up to Jesus. But yeah, a person, that's my anyway, continue.
Well, I can see your point. Yeah, and but I'm just saying theoretically.
Yeah.
So theoretically, parents are supposed to love because, you know, they brought the child into this world and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And some people don't really. Look, I'm saying, like, if you don't want a child, it's okay not to to go and have a child. Some people just want to have a child because they think they're expected to have a child, and they end up giving that child wahala, and it's not fair. If you don't want a child, just say with your big chest, be like, I don't want to have a child, and stop worrying about what people are going to say. Just like, sometimes it's okay to be selfish, like, because if you're not well, how can you look after somebody else? Like, and I know, I would say, if a mother is not happy, that child is not gonna be happy.
It's true.
Yeah,
They'll feed off the energy.
And some people are in relationship because of the children, and they think, oh, I can't leave this relationship because I have children with this person. And meanwhile, being in that relationship is negatively affecting that child. If you leave, you'll be more happy, and because you're happy, you're able to put more positive energy and your time to help your child grow properly. And so that's what some people, and I know it's easy said and done, because leaving someone that you've grown up with, for you've spent a lot of years together, you're kind of like, you're used to them, you've having a bond to them, and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to go and look for somebody else and stuff like that. But sometimes staying is worse than leaving, because because that child is gonna grow up seeing you arguing all the time, beating each other sometimes, and then that's their normal. And then you're expecting them to now go and find somebody else and then treat their child better.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. So we have to create situation for your children that
to thrive.
To thrive and to be better human beings.
Because my mum always tells it, like, well, I don't know if she says it to my brothers as well, but she always tells me, I want you guys to have a better life. Like, as parents, we want you to have a better life than we had. Yeah,
and if your parents are not happy, I'm pretty sure your life is horrible in that house. Because your parents are stressed out, your parents are moody, and you're walking on eggshells because of that. Because as a child, you don't know what to do. You don't know, you're not an adult. The only thing you can do, maybe give them a hug. Sometimes I don't even want a hug. They're like, oh, come on, get out of here.
It's true. No, what is it with African parents and showing affection?
Because their
their parents didn't give it, and then their parents' parents didn't give. Like,
So
we need to change that culture. Cause my mom says like she's one thing she says she actively does is say I love you, so that we know that we're loved. Do you know what I'm saying? Because she didn't really, she didn't really hear that so much when she was growing up. Not that her parents didn't love her, but she just didn't hear it that much.
Yeah, their own way of showing your love is I made food. Do you want to eat?
Literally.
Are you hungry? So that's their own way of showing affection. Or I went to the shop. I saw that shoe you like. I bought it for you.
Yeah.
That's their way.
And we appreciate that. We appreciate that. Don't get it wrong.
To be honest, I don't.
There's other ways of showing affection.
Yeah, I guess to be honest, I don't. I think showing affection is not really the problem as much. It's more of like yeah, you have to do both. I feel you have to show affection. You also have to correspond it with your actions. Like it's not just say, "Oh, I love you." Okay, am I going to eat? I love you. So I love you also means I'm willing to listen to your opinions. I'm willing to hear you halfway. I'm willing for us to work together and find a solution that works for both of us.
Yeah.
I love you means I'm willing to acknowledge you as a person, a human being, with a mind of their own, a spirit, a consciousness of their own. And I feel like some people say I love you and they don't actually know what that I love you mean.
It's just words.
Yeah, so you can't be telling me you love me and then your action is telling me you don't love me. I don't need that. You have to do I love you and you have to also show I love you. So
yeah.
And I just feel like some parents just silence their children's voices. Like you're not allowed to have an opinion and they think, oh, I'm the adult of this house. You're a child, you know nothing. And that's a very bad mentality because I feel like everyone has something to bring to the table. No matter how old you are. Because even me, there's some things my little brother knows that I don't know. But he's able to teach me. Like, what's it called? Like the other day I was trying to upload something and there was a problem with my computer. He was able to fix it. But I'm older than him. I should know how to. If I was thinking of it, if I think of it on his perspective, I'm older. I'm supposed to know what he knew, but I don't, because he grew up in this generation, which is, they're all tech savvy and stuff like that. Yes, I also was part of it, but they are more immersed in it.
Yeah.
So there's two sides can bring something. I can bring.
Two heads are better than one.
Yeah, I can bring wisdom through experience. He can bring his own wisdom through his experience.
Yeah.
And all we just need to do is learn how to work together in family. And I feel like people think, oh, as family, you just have to deal with the whole situation. No. Is this family working together to improve us, or is this family abusing us? And that's a difference. Like, I want to be in a family that we are progressive. That everybody's
working together.
Yeah, I don't want to be
helping each other out, loving each other.
I don't want
respecting each other.
I don't want to be in a family where I can't say my own piece because I'm not an adult, or I can't be in a family where.
Well, because I'm a girl.
Yeah, and because I'm a girl, I can't say this. You don't know what I have to say is the $1 million answer to everybody's problems. You don't know. Because you never allow me to speak, or I speak and you think, oh, you're just talking nonsense, you're dismissing me. How do you expect me to go out in the world and have confidence?
It's true. Low self-esteem, just waiting.
How do you expect me to be proud of who I am when you're the one who's always putting me down? Like,
that's a fair point.
It doesn't make sense. Like, some parents are like, I don't know why you turn out like this. Have you checked the history of us?
Of our relationship?
Have you checked? I'll be like, oh, I did not kill my mother, so you will not kill me. Okay, yes, I don't want you to die. No child wants their parents to die.
Yeah.
But are you giving the child enough sustenance and enough nutrition for them to be the best version of themselves? Some parents wonder why their children end up the way they are. Some parents, they neglect their child. They let the child do everything. To be honest, I feel there has to be a cutout. Like some people say, oh, I want to be best friends with my child. That's good, but you also need to be a parent to that child. It's not just you a best friend. You allow your child to do everything. There has to be boundaries.
Of course.
Even the Bible says there's time for everything.
Yeah.
There has to be boundaries.
Oh, she's preaching.
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like too much of everything is never good.
Yeah.
It's just the mentality.
It's all about balance, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the mentality of children are supposed to be heard and not be seen. That's not good. Or I'm an adult. I'm older than you.
I thought it's seen and not heard. Seen and not heard.
Okay, children are not supposed to be.
Are supposed to be seen. And not
children
heard.
are supposed to be seen and not heard.
Yeah,
that's annoying. Like, you don't know what I've got to say. Oh, because of that, I'm not able to. Like, maybe there's a problem in the family that I could solve because I'm not supposed to be heard. How are we gonna solve it? Like, and that's most thing. I feel like that age thing, that mentality of the age. I'm older than you. I know best. Yes, in some ways you do. Like, we're not disputing that. With age, you gain more wisdom through experience and also a learning. But every generation has something to offer.
Yeah, of course.
And that's one thing I think that needs to break. The age gap is just like opening a door for both ages, both sexes to have conversation and to hear each other out, and then find a proper solution. And I feel it's probably some parents feel like in their normal life they are weak, so in their children's life they can be the only. That's when they are strong.
They can exert strength.
In their home, that's when they're emperor, but when they come out, they're slaves. So, if you're a child that grew up like that, it's not the end of the world, to be honest. It just it depends on the individuality and the individual. Sometimes it can break you, sometimes it can make you. But to be honest, sometimes I feel like every challenges we all face in life is a preparation for something.
Yeah,
a greater
for sure.
tomorrow. So, which is why I like my name from Dabby. So, yeah, like they say, diamond is formed under lot of pressure. For gold to be pure, you have to refine it. So sometimes, but difficult situations is a way for you to become the phoenix that you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's hard when you're living it. It's hard when you're in that.
It's not
moment.
easy living in an African home, basically. But you can.
It toughens you.
It does. It does.
And
it does.
You become more, I would say, proactive. You learn how to read the room. You're good with body language. You be like, oh,
that one.
Nah, I need to run to my room like this. Zip. You gain superpowers. So you just know one twitch.
It definitely has a way of molding you into becoming a better person and being able to deal with certain situations, carry yourself better.
But the only thing is, like, there's a lot of trauma as well that is that it brings.
That's what I'm saying. Generational curses, guys. Like, you have to pray to break them because they exist. I believe they exist anyway.
Yeah. You can never. Some say you can never make your bed and lie on it, right? Did I use the quote correct? I'm using the quotes terribly wrong this. But you get what I'm saying.
But
so,
I just know the one where it's like if you made your bed, lie in it.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Yeah. So some parents, they treat their children badly and then expect their child to to treat them good. It's not going to happen. Some parents treat their child good and expect their child to treat them good. It's not always going to be the case. And I feel like parents should have savings for themselves. Don't depend on your child because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, the child has that. I feel like sometimes you're not allowed to be selfish. You're not allowed to be selfish. And to be honest, sometimes you can't look after someone properly if you yourself are not good.
It's true.
If I'm not happy, you're going to be unhappy because I'm going to be giving you bad vibes.
Yeah, unhappy vibes, yeah.
Or even I'm going to not just vibes. I'm gonna be making your life miserable. Like you might smile.
You'll
today.
be no good for me.
Yeah. So we just have to know that everybody has their own path, and they should go, but there should be boundaries. I don't mind boundaries. There should be as a child. I think there should be boundaries. There should be things you should do and should not do, like in terms of respecting your elders. I don't think there's anything bad in that.
No.
It's just when the elder refused to want to be respected.
Yeah.
Like,
or when they don't give you respect, but they expect respect.
Yeah.
It's like...
I'll give you the first time, the second time, the third time. Get ready to be disrespected.
It's showtime.
Yeah. If you want to respect, give it back. But as someone who's younger, always you're the first. I think you should be the first you show respect because they're older than you. Yeah. It's now when they decide to mess themselves up, then because there's a difference between being rude and rude when provoked.
That's true. And on that note, guys, thank you for tuning in to this episode of
Keeping Up with the Culture.
To this discussion, I should say, of growing up in an African household as a firstborn. We've covered a lot of topics. I'm sure that at least people can relate to one or two or maybe all of it.
Or maybe none.
Or maybe none, and you've learnt something about being an African child in an African home.
And please, before you have a child, think about it.
That part. But it's been your girl Danny and my girl
Dabby.
I'll put her socials in the description down below. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. And until the next one, deuces.